the kingdom statement, or the very DNA of who Memorial Park Church is called to be, is that we are to live out the unchanging word to serve an ever-changing world. We learned a number of years ago when we were putting together our strategic plan that no longer were the days of expecting everybody to come to us. Those days were just gone. And we needed to get out and show our neighbors that we loved them. And so Compassion Day was born. We've been doing Compassion Day for years. And even this last weekend, we've had hundreds of people rolling up their sleeves, being the arms and the feet and the hands and the heart of Christ, loving people by cutting their yards and planting gardens and fixing steps and washing cars and going to nursing homes and making meals. So many tangible ways just to express the love of Jesus to our neighbors.
So my experiences with Compassion Day are a couple of different things. One time when I was a deacon, we went to an elderly couple's home who needed some yard work done. So they were just getting older and their children lived out of the area. And so we could really help them a lot just by picking up, sticks around their house, and they wanted some bushes moved. And I actually learned how to edge, which I never knew how to edge before, but just basically do things in the yard that they couldn't do anymore. And they were so appreciative to see 15 people pull up at your house to help you when you can't really help yourself. And of course the mom baked cookies for us and just wanted to feel like she was helping. So it was just seeing the look on their faces of appreciation for the things we could do to help them. And I'm certainly no landscape artist or don't know all that much about outdoor things, because my husband usually does those things, but it was a great experience and they really appreciated it. Most of the other times for Compassion Day I participated in were more on the musical side of things. We would go to nursing homes. Jim Lewers and his team usually would take a group of us to a couple different nursing homes. And it's not that you have to be able to sing or anything. We would normally have large print hymn books and just ask the residents, what was their favorite hymn, or tell us a story of what this hymn reminds you of. And even just sitting next to them and holding their hand and helping them get to the right page number. And we would sometimes bring maybe, somebody to play the trumpet or somebody to play the trombone or different things like that. And the look on their faces, they get lonely in the nursing homes, and just to have somebody there and caring about them and singing with them was worth it, just to be there and see the look on their faces. So those were the things that I found were the most meaningful, and I got more out of it than I put in. But obviously we're all trying to be compassionate every day, but it is a great opportunity to help others around you.
Every year we have this wonderful opportunity called Compassion Day, and it's an opportunity for us to get outside of ourselves and to be of support and help of someone else. Now, every year for, I guess literally the last 12 years or so, I've had the opportunity to participate in Compassion Day, especially with the confirmands. The confirmands are typically our 9th graders, and every year we get together and do a project with them and with the elders on session. And the reason we do that is twofold. One, it's an opportunity for our confirmands to spend time with our elders, and it's an opportunity for them to do something together in the area of service. On one particular year, we were actually on campus here, and we were taking all of the sawdust out of the playground, the children's ministry and preschool playground, and we were putting some new stuff in, and it was a very big job. And there were probably about 30 confirmands and all of the session elders. But what was beautiful about that was not only were they working well together, but there were preschool dads who decided to show up. And a lot of those preschool dads, well, they weren't even members here at Memorial Park Church. But to have them thrown in and to do service with the rest of the kids and with the elders was just a spectacular time of unity, of hard work, and a great deal of laughter. So if you think Compassion Day is about service, you are right. But Compassion Day is also about having compassion, and it's about laughter, and it's about being together and taking a burden, a big job like putting new sawdust down on the playground, and making it a joy by doing it together.
So what I love most about Compassion Day is we get to see the church in action. We get to see the church being the church. And many times our youth are called the future of the church. But I firmly believe that our youth, they are the church right now. And Compassion Day is a great time to see our youth be the church. Last year, our confirmation class went down and we served at the Pittsburgh Project, which has been a long-time partner of Memorial Park. And we helped clean out one of their sheds that just had a lot of just things in it that just needed organized, and it was really inhibiting them from doing effective ministry. And so our students took several hours out of their morning to organize the shelves, throw out things that the project didn't need anymore, and to really help set the project up to do effective ministry in the summer for their service camps. And then we actually went back there a couple months later with another team of high schoolers, and were able to serve with the Pittsburgh Project. But all of that was stemmed from us being able to go during Compassion Day and help get everything prepared for that. But what's great is, for me, what's impacting is to see, students, especially our high school kids and middle school kids, that kind of have this reputation, kind of nose in the phone, focus kind of on themselves. But Compassion Day really allows them to kind of look outside of themselves, put the phones away, and focus on others and serving others. And so last year our students came back from the Pittsburgh Project after serving, and then had a lunch, and then actually got to share their faith statements. That's kind of become a tradition here on Compassion Day. Our confirmation kids share their faith statements. And so just to reflect on this entire day where we see kids talking about their faith, describing what they believe, explaining what they believe, and then going out and living out that faith and serving those who need to be served. And so I think Compassion Day really encompasses what the Christian life is all about, explaining what we believe, and then living out that belief. And so I look forward every single year to Compassion Day to see these things happen, and I look forward to it every single year.
One of the joys of what I do is visiting seniors in their home. And on one of those visits, I had the chance to visit an older couple, and we sat out on their sun porch, and they told me how much they loved it. But they were kind of sad because the garden around the sun porch had kind of gone to seed, and they weren't able to keep up with it. And their son, who lived with them, was working and very, very busy, and was really beyond the amount of time that he had to spend on it. So when time came to plan for Compassion Day, and I was looking for a project for our senior ministry to be involved in, I thought of them, and I thought that maybe we could go out there and help tidy up the garden a little bit for them. So we put out the word, and we got a team together. And what's so sweet about the team was it ended up not just being seniors, but being intergenerational. Well, when we first proposed the project to the son, he was a little embarrassed that he hadn't been able to keep up with the yard. But after some persuasion, he finally agreed to let us come out. And so we came out on Compassion Day, a whole variety of people, who included some folks that ended up living just around the corner and didn't even know this couple. And they made friends and vowed to come back and visit, which I think they did. And we spent the day tidying up the garden around the sun porch. While doing that, we found two planters that at one time held annuals. So we went out and we got some flowers, and we planted those into little planters beside the door to the sun porch. When we were all done, we invited the couple to come out and see what we had accomplished. They came out, and the wife especially was so excited and so moved that she began to cry. Well, we came to be a blessing to them, but what happened is what always happens when the Lord uses you. We were blessed, and it was such a beautiful day. And in the end, we were so happy we did it, because the wife ended up passing away during the year that followed. You will never be sorry that you share God's love with someone on Compassion Day.
We have seen the Lord work through Compassion Day in a number of ways in women's ministries. I would say maybe the biggest example is the partnership that has formed between the ladies in our church and Living in Liberty. They are combined with Repurposed, the store on McKnight Road that sells clothing and things. and they are almost a completely volunteer-run organization. So a few years ago, we met the women who were involved in that effort and organized a group to go down on Compassion Day and sort through the clothes and shoes and things at Repurposed store for the day. And that team had a great time. It was honestly just fun work, but it was also impactful because they had bags literally from the floor to the ceiling that needed to be sorted, and our team was able to at least cut through some. We were able to make a dent. After we realized how much work was needed and how many hands were needed, we started just sort of an effort here at Memorial Park Church to get some women on board to volunteer there more regularly. We've actually had outside groups from other churches come and use our kitchen to make those bulk meals with us so that we can all deliver it down together, it's just a neat partnership that started as just a small little group going on Compassion Day, and it's grown to much beyond that. The other piece that I really appreciate is that these women at Living in Liberty, they do look to Memorial Park as one of their partner churches. Things that they just kind of need along the way. They hold meetings, they hold parties, they use our Westminster Hall to do that. And I appreciate that we've got a group that is doing such tremendous work in Pittsburgh, and they are partnering with Memorial Park Church as something that really was birthed out of a service day on Compassion Day. And I look forward to seeing what the Lord has in store for continuing to develop that partnership.